Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the 2021 Blaine High School Girls Hockey Awards banquet. This year we're coming to you virtually. Out of respect for our spring sport athletes, we thought it's safer for them to have a virtual banquet instead of bringing them together with the potential of getting COVID and missing some of their spring sport seasons. This is certainly not how we imagined being here. I imagined having a nice prime rib in my belly, some potatoes, and talking to you at the TPC, but instead I'm here in the Blaine High School IMC, coming to you via videotape. What's hard about this, especially for the coaches, is you're talking about all the athletes, but you don't get to see their faces as you're talking about them. So it's a little bit different for us, but we will certainly manage it. I think what's most consistent between an in-person banquet and this virtual banquet is we still get to honor and pay tribute to all the kids that had such a phenomenal year this year, particularly our seniors who have given so much to this program for the past 4 years. We have a lot to get through tonight, and we hope that you sit back and enjoy the evening. And as we pay tribute to all these awesome kids, we're going to first start the program with our invocation, and giving the invocation is going to be Senior Captain Brielle Fussy.
Dear God, I want to thank you for this team and everyone a part of it. It has been a blessing to get to play the game we love every day and you keeping us safe this season. Even in uncertain times this year, you have kept us present, grateful, and taught everyone not to take things for granted. I pray that every person under the sound of my voice knows you and has a relationship with you. Thank you again for all you've done for this team. Amen.
Well, thank you, Brielle, and great job. Next, I'd like to acknowledge our coaching staff and thank them for everything that they've done this year. First off, Steve Larson, who was co-head coach and forward coach. It was great being reunited with Coach Larson again. He and I had coached together with the boys, had won a state championship together, and it was an incredible moment. And the joy that we had coaching together at that time was really something, and to have him back on staff and reunited again was awesome. So that's Coach Larson. Next, Coach Mackelberg, Tom Mackelberg. It was great for Coach Mackelberg. He had been coaching the forwards for the past couple of years, and his kind of thing was coaching D. So to be able to move him back to D where he was most comfortable, just did a phenomenal job with our defensemen. Kids really like him. He's likes everybody, and everybody's his favorite. So it's great to have him on staff too. Next is Ike Larson, and Coach Ike Larson was again tremendous to have on staff, and young coach. He's only been coaching for a couple of years, so the opportunity to bring him on staff and have his knowledge after just finishing up a career was fantastic as well. I remember him, he was about this tall. Well, you can't see that because the camera's too high, but he was about this tall when Coach Larson, his dad, and I were coaching together with the boys. So to see him grow up and to turn into such a great man that he has, and a great coach in that too. So great having Coach Larson. Next is Coach Ottman. Coach is our JV head coach, and she's been on staff for quite a while here too. And it was kind of cool this year that both teams coached together, and to have all of our coaches on ice was a pretty cool deal. So Coach Ottman did a great job as a head coach with the JV. And then last but not least, Coach Howard, who was working with our junior varsity defensemen. Again, Coach Howard had played for us, and to have her back on staff and part of the program is also just a tremendous thing to have too. So I want to thank all of them. And just a couple words about them. Their coaching knowledge and experience speak for itself. There's a lot of years behind the bench for this group, and coached at some fairly high levels. How much they care for kids is really something. And just the talks in our locker room when you'll hear them talk about some of their position players and how much they enjoy coaching them, and how much they really care about them. And this staff really cares for your kids, and players really care for you. How they treat kids, I think, is exceptional. They're their dads and their moms, and they've, they know what it's like to take care of kids and how to treat people. So do a good job with that. I appreciate all the time that they take away from their families. Young kids on 3 of our coaching staff, and to take the time to spend time with our players and take that time away from their families is quite the commitment, and really appreciate that. I think part of the fun of coaching is, 1, it's the players, but then 2, just the relationships that you form as a coaching staff. And this group really bonded together in our times in the locker room just as coaches, with our discussions, and the fun that we had was second to none, and I just appreciate everything that they have done this year. So thank you, coaches, and thank you for everything that you've done for our program and for our kids. Next up, I'd like to announce some special supporters of our program. This group is incredible, and I'm speaking of Joan Bomert, Kathy Yeager, and Paul Gotten. The time that these three put in is incredible. They volunteer, they don't sign a contract to be part of this. They take their own time to come and be with our players every day. First off, we'll start with Joan Bomert. She's our physical therapist. She started with our program, I don't even know how many years ago. I had worked with her, and she just started coming to some of our games and really started engaging with the kids and saying, you know what, I'd really like to help the program. Here's what I can offer you. Say, boy, I'd love to have you. I don't think we can pay you. And they said, that's okay. And fortunately, our booster club is, a couple of years ago, has managed to give these guys a little bit of money, at least to cover their gas. But the time that she spends and how much she cares about all of you as our players is really something, and we've become great friends, so it's awesome to share this with her. Next is Kathy Yeager, our team photographer. Again, Kathy is, the amount of time that she has put into this program is also incredible. Tuesdays is really her late work day. She comes from her dentist's office, flies, and she's a fast driver. If you've ever been behind her, good luck keeping up. But she just absolutely flies to the rink so she can get behind that camera and capture great moments of all our players. And then she goes home, goes through them, and the time that she puts into that. And then she's helped me out too, because now she's going through and dividing them up and by player into their separate folders. So that has taken a great deal of time away from me. But just an awesome lady. I had actually coached her son. Her son was a goalie, played for our boys program. And, you know, just a great kid, and the apple doesn't fall for the tree or fall far from the tree. And Kathy's just done an awesome job with our program. And again, we've become great friends, and her and Joan and I, sometimes we go to take pictures of eagles and we'll do a few things together. So the special bond that this group has had with us has been really something. And then last but not least, Paul Gotten. What can you say about Paul? He loves Blaine athletics. And he loves Blaine girls hockey, he loves football, and he also does lacrosse as far as the filming for that goes. I don't know if there's anybody in the planet that gets into a game more than Paul. I'm sure most of the players know that when you're watching huddle, I actually mute it. There is no sound on our game, so we're not listening to Paul. But Paul's passion is quite evident when you're standing by him at the game. And again, he doesn't have to do this. I just said, Paul, boy, would you mind being a video person for hockey? And he goes, I'd love to. And then he comes to every game, and he never misses, and just a special person. He's got just a great heart and absolutely loves all of our players, and is just a huge supporter of them. So thank you, Paul. Thank you, Kathy, and thank you, Joan, for everything that you do for our program. A couple more people that I'd like to acknowledge. One is Leanne Beebe. She spends so much time with our game program, getting the ads, contacting people, sending emails off, getting all the ads to the district to put into our program. And having people like that as part of your program is, you just can't beat it. The time and commitment that she has put in, let alone the commitment that she puts in with her business, with getting our kids healthy shakes and things like that, is just, you know, you can't measure it, and we're very thankful for it. So Leanne, thank you on behalf of our program. Lastly, I'd like to thank our booster club, Scott Sandberg, Sandy Hansen, Brandy Zink, Pam Dean, and Rachel Anderley. It seems to be getting tougher and tougher to find people to volunteer to be part of a booster club. And I greatly appreciate the time and energy that this group of people puts into what they do. They're very professional at what they do, and they just put their heart into making sure that our parents' night and all these different event nights run just as smooth as possible, so we can honor various groups and then honor our kids. And they're a tremendous group of people that we're very thankful for. So Scott, Sandy, Brandy, Pam, and Rachel, thank you very much on behalf of our coaching staff and our program for everything that you do. Our next award is going to be on Mike Ederwood. The first award we're going to be giving out tonight is the Mike Geiter Award. This award is given out to a senior who displays the greatest commitment, dedication, and love for the game of hockey. This award is presented in honor of my dad, who passed away during the 2003-2004 season. He had had a surgery and passed away 3 days following the surgery. He was our JV coach and was very loved around Blaine. He did so much for the sports programs that were here. If a sports program made it to the state tournament, he always made sure that when they came back from that state tournament, there was a fire truck ride for them, usually to a local venue where they had a big party and celebration for them. So he gave a lot of himself to Blaine, and particularly the student athletes of Blaine. There's been 17 recipients of this award to date, and I am very honored to present the 18th recipient of this award, and it will go to Brielle Fussy. We think Brielle is very deserving of this award. She encapsulates everything there is about the Mike Geiter Award, I believe, and she has such a drive and commitment and has given so much to this program. When she wasn't a captain, and then even more so as a captain, she was just a great leader and has done so much for this program. And to me, it was a pretty obvious decision that this young lady was certainly fitting for this award and an outstanding honoree. So congratulations, Brielle. Next, we'd like to recognize our student athletes who have excelled academically. Our next award is going to be our Spotlight on Scholarship Award, which is given out by the Minnesota State High School League and recognizes student athletes for academic excellence. Spotlight on Scholarship is awarded to student athletes who have attained a 3.0 or higher GPA while participating in athletics. This year we have 21 players who will be receiving this honor. As an entire team, our cumulative GPA this year was 3.59. Our section GPA, which is figured before the section tournament, sponsored by our Coaches Association, they ask for the top 12 GPAs on your section roster. And our top 12 on our section roster averaged a 3.82 GPA. I would like to acknowledge the players this year who will be receiving the Spotlight on Scholarship Award. First off, Maya Anderson, Maddie Anderley, Grace Bouch, Megan Beebe, Natalie Danielson, Kendall Dean, Tess Enlow, Brielle Fussy, Haley Hansen, Annika Hendrickson, Macy Jansen, Brooke Nowicki, Paige Nowicki, Trista Ossendorf, Peyton Parent, Caitlin Ron, Shelby Sandberg, Audrey Schwark, Cameron Singh, Marissa Vold, and Morgan Zink. Congratulations to all of you on attaining a GPA of 3.0 or higher this year. We also have another very high honor. Each year, the Minnesota Girls Hockey Coaches Association recognizes student athletes with their Academic All-State Award. This award goes to a senior that has a cumulative 3.80 GPA or higher throughout their high school career. This year, we have one player that is receiving this award. This goes to a senior. I'd like to congratulate senior Natalie Danielson on being named to the Minnesota Girls Hockey Coaches Association Academic All-State Team. Congratulations, Natalie. At this time, I'd like to turn it over to Coach Ottman and Coach Howard as they talk about the junior varsity players and announce the junior varsity award winners. Coach Ottman, it's all yours.
Thanks, Coach Geiter. I get to talk about the forwards. I coach the forwards this year, and it's always been interesting. I played defense growing up and in college, and so coaching the forwards, I feel like I learn something new every single practice, and I learn from you guys a little bit, and I learn from all of our other coaches, and I really hope that I don't know, you guys learn a little bit from me too. And so these are the two forwards that I get to talk about this year. We were a little short on players this year, and so I get two girls to talk about. My first player is number 24, Megan Beebe. As the season progressed, her speed improved quite a bit. It was awesome to watch at the end of the season. She would look up ice, find an open spot, and drive past everyone and get a shot on net. It's hard to get faster during the season. That improvement usually happens in the off season. But Megan really took advantage of practicing with varsity for the full year. You could see her focus and really think about each drill and put forth her best effort, and it showed up in the games. Last year, we changed her from a defenseman to a forward, and now this year, she just keeps getting better and better, and so I'm looking forward to next year. When I feel like everything is going to come together and she's going to get buckets of goals. Thank you, Megan, for all you do for our team. My next player is number 19, Evie Conkler. This year, we had too many defensemen and not enough forwards. So in the beginning, we were kind of rotating a few different D through at forward. When I first asked Evie to play forward, she said, okay, but gave me the "are you serious? Do not make me play forward" look, and didn't really buy into it. Other people played for a few games, but then we tried her at forward again, and she got more time to work on it at practice, and it was great to see how much she worked at understanding and learning her new position. I just remember her saying to me one day, I have to think more at forward, but I kind of like it, which made me laugh. But overall, I think it worked out really well because she just has really good hockey sense. I'm glad you joined our team this Evie. I'm glad you joined our team this year, Evie, and I'm excited to see what you'll bring next year. Next up is Coach Howard to talk about the defensemen.
Thanks, Coach. I'm Coach Howard. I had the privilege again this year to coach our JV defense and in practice some of the varsity defense as well. Today I am going to talk about a few of our JV defense. To start with, our senior, number 10, Annika Hendrickson. Annika actually got to play a full season this year, which was super exciting, as opposed to last year. She came to every practice with a great attitude. She worked hard, and she was always willing to help other players understand what needed to be done, as well as positioning. Our sophomore defense, number 6, Audrey Schwark. She also came to all of our practices with a great attitude and hard work ethic. Audrey is one of those players who is harder on herself than any coach ever could be, which sometimes made coaching her a little difficult, but I was always up for that challenge. Audrey had questions about how she could get better, what she needed to do on the ice, different situational plays, in order to help her game grow and reach that varsity level. And lastly, number 23, Marissa Vold. Marissa was our utility player again this year. She played wherever we asked her to. Marissa actually started off the season as a forward since we were short on forwards at the JV level. Marissa works hard and has a great attitude no matter what you ask her to do. She sees the ice well, and I look forward to watching her grow as a player. Back to you, Coach.
Thanks, Coach. Now we're going to do our JV Team Awards. The first one, congratulations to our most dedicated player, Morgan Zank. She watches and listens to every coach teach other players, no matter their position. I've seen goalies that don't really pay attention to the drill or learn from other positions, but that's not the case with her. Each practice, she focuses and thinks about what she can do to improve her game, and it's really shown this season. Congratulations. Next up, for this award, we have a tie between two players. So the first one, congratulations to one of our most improved players, Megan Beebe. She worked hard in every practice and really improved her skating, stick handling, and shooting throughout the season. Great work. Congratulations to our other most improved player, Trista Ossendorf. She started off the season on our JV line, and then as the season progressed, she moved up and got some varsity time. She's one of the fastest players on our team. Awesome job this year. The next one, congratulations to our most valuable defensive player, Annika Hendrickson. I've gotten to both coach and teach her, and I'm sad to see her leave, but I'm excited for her future. She's improved so much as a hockey player and as a person in her time at BHS. We'll miss you next year. Congratulations. The next one, congratulations to our most valuable offensive player, Maya Anderson. This year, we did not have very many JV players, so they all got a ton of ice time. She would be exhausted, and I'd ask if she could go out for a power play or a double shift, and she says, yes, I'm fine. And then she'd dig deep, go out, and get a beautiful scoring opportunity. Awesome work this year, Maya. Our last award, congratulations to our most valuable player, Morgan Zink. The overall most valuable player on a team will come through in close games when there's a ton of pressure. They'll support their teammates and be a positive attribute on the ice and in the locker room. I think that Morgan improved a ton this year, and she really lives up to the standard of this award. Congratulations, Morgan. Now back to Coach Geider.
Thank you, Coach Ottman and Coach Howard, and congratulations to all the Junior Varsity Award winners. Up next is going to be Coach Larson delivering the season summary.
Thanks, Coach Geider. I'd like to take a few minutes here to just talk to you a little bit about this season that has just concluded. Some of these are going to be personal thoughts from me. Some of them are going to be thoughts, quite honestly, that I share with Ike just because we had spent every day driving to and from practice and to and from games together and processing everything that went on this season together. So really much of what I share is kind of a culmination of what Ike and I experienced together. But I really want to thank you guys for a great season. It was an interesting season for me for a variety of reasons. Number one, it was an opportunity to return to a program, the Blaine program that I love, to coach alongside Coach Geider again, to be able to have the opportunity to coach with my son Ike, and then to meet the other coaches on the staff and all of you players. As if these adjustments weren't enough, all of this happened while the COVID pandemic was going on. Through the years, I have acquired so many fond memories of coaching at Blaine and coaching alongside Coach Geider, and as a result, the opportunity to return here was a real blessing to me. And so I'd like to start off by thanking each of you as coaches for making Ike and I feel so welcome and for supporting us the way you did. You really very quickly made us and allowed us to feel a welcome part of the staff. You're such a terrific group of hockey coaches, and in my opinion, these girls are blessed to have you in their lives. To all of you players, you're a blessing to us as coaches. I can't tell you how many times we commented about the tremendous character of each one of you. To be blessed with hockey talent or any kind of athletic talent is a wonderful thing. But to be a person of high character is of so much greater value. You really are a terrific group of young ladies. You know, one of the things I love about coaching is the opportunity to coach young athletes about life, to coach the game, and to just develop those player-coach relationships. However, this year it was a really tough start to the season for me. Maybe this is just because I'm old. But it was so challenging to me to meet all of you new players and to even learn your names. I had no history of any of your abilities. We were not allowed to have any post-practice meetings. There were no numbers on your jerseys. And when you had to leave the locker room so quickly, there was no opportunities to even engage you outside the rink after practice. When it did take me so long to learn and recognize you and know your names off the ice, I'm still fearful that I'm going to run across some of you in public and will recognize you but not be 100% sure of your name. Anyway, on top of all that, and as a result of being able to only see you in a very limited capacity on the ice, I'm looking through your hockey mask, I'm looking at your eyes above your COVID mask, not able to read any kind of facial expressions or body language. It was hard for me because I didn't know if you sometimes understood what I was asking you to do or just in general what you even thought of me. It was hard for me. And it took me a really long time, I felt like, to get to know you. And I really want to thank you for your patience with me in that. But as the season went on, I really felt like that began to change and we began to know each other. I know relationships go both ways, but at least from my perspective, I can say I grew to love each one of you as players and coaches. I hope you feel the same way about me. That's just a little personal reflection on the season from my perspective. I want to talk a little bit now about us as a team and looking back over the season. You know, whenever you look back over a season as an athlete or a coach, it's always filled with ups and downs. But isn't that in part why we all love athletics? To experience the thrill of winning or accomplishing a goal together, but then also having the opportunity to learn to deal with and overcome adversity. I know that's one of the things that I cherish about athletics and the lessons that can be learned. You know, as we look back over our season, we had ups and downs as well. Here's a couple of the highlights that I remember particularly. You know, we finished the season with an overall record of 11 wins and 8 losses. Many teams in the state would love to have a winning record like that. I know all of us wish that there was a handful of games that we could play over, because I think our record would be even better than that. We had highlights like defeating Maple Grove twice, both times the result of a real team effort and tremendous goaltending. We defeated Rogers after our first heartbreaking loss to them on a late third period goal. We swept Maple Grove, we swept Anoka, Armstrong, and Champlin. And we even avenged our early season loss to Centennial by beating them at their place late in the season. And just so you know, in spite of what happened in the playoffs, I still think we're a better team than Centennial. But we did experience adversity. We played the 2 games against Andover, and like most every other team in the state, those were tough games. We had 2 tough losses to Elk River and a loss to Centennial in the playoffs. However, throughout the season, you proved that you are a very resilient group of young athletes, and that was really impressive to me. Here's some of the evidence of that resiliency. Number 1, you were not intimidated by Maple Grove the first time we played them, and even knowing that they would be quote-unquote loaded for bear in our second meeting, you didn't flinch and you beat them again. Then with the pressure on and playing for a section seating opportunity, you took it to Centennial on their home ice and defeated them 3-1. Then in the playoffs, after such a disappointing first period and first few minutes in the second period, you never quit. You responded by scoring 5 goals in the last half of the game. And when you think of it, that was our highest goal-scoring production in that length of time all season. Although it was not enough to overcome the deficit we had created, it once again was evidence of your heart and character. That was really a fun half of a game to be a part of. And I think that's something that you can learn from and recognize that even when adverse circumstances come, how are you going to respond? You know, it's been said that life is 10% what happens to you and 90% how we react to it. This is an important life lesson for us all to remember in all areas of our lives, not just athletics. You responded well, and I'm proud of you. You know, a famous author once wrote, "Keep on doing that which is right, for in time you will reap a harvest of blessing if you don't get discouraged and give up." And that's one of the things I would say about our team is, yep, we played games where we didn't play up to our ability, but we never folded the tent. Not during a game and not in the days following a tough loss. We always responded well. And those are memories that I will take with me and cherish for a lifetime. Thanks for a great season of memories. After all, it is these memories and friendships that will last a lifetime, and we get to take them with us. Make sure you cherish all of them. To the seniors, I pray for you God's richest blessings in the years ahead. I know I speak for all of us coaches when I say if we can be any kind of a helpful resource to you, or if there's anything we can do for you, don't ever hesitate to ask. We'd love to do whatever we can do to be of help to you. For all of you returning players, have a great off season. Regarding hockey, Set a few challenging goals this offseason and then work hard to achieve them. If you do this, I know you'll come back excited for another great season and an opportunity to play the game we all love. Don't be afraid to challenge yourself to pursue a hard goal. This is how people accomplish great things. They go after hard things. Remember, when it comes to accomplishing a goal, it's supposed to be hard. If it wasn't hard, everyone would do it. It's the hard that makes it great. Thanks for the opportunity to be your coach. Hope you have a great off season. And I just want to give a quick plug here and a reminder, if any of you girls are interested in the Hockey Ministries hockey camp, be sure and reach out to Ike or myself, and we'll get you information about that. Thanks. Now I'd like to turn it back to Coach Geider.
Thank you, Coach Larson. Great message. It's that time of the banquet now to meet the players. Each coach is going to talk about their position group. I was very fortunate this year to work more with the goaltenders. And part of the reason I named Coach Larson as co-head coach is it would allow me more time to work with our goalies. In the past, being head coach, sometimes you're involved in so many things that this group tends to get overlooked. And I just had the most incredible time coaching Morgan and Haley. They are phenomenal kids. They're highly intelligent, which is why they're playing goalie. You know they're elite athletes, that's why they're playing goalie, and they're probably the best kids on the team. That's why they're playing goalie, because that's what goalies are, is everything that you can think of as great. That's what these two are. And to have the opportunity to coach them was awesome. So first, we'll talk about number 35, Morgan Zink. Morgan's going to be receiving her first letter this year in hockey. She had a very good year, showed a great deal of improvement, which was noticed by her the JV when they nominated her, or I should say named her, as the most improved player. And she did do that. She started to learn some intangibles that go with excelling at this position. Usually goalies, when they're coming up, it's about this type save, this type save, this type save when they're going to clinics, and they don't really learn how to play the game. So part of the introduction this year with Morgan was more things as far as playing the game goes. She also started to learn the importance of work ethic being a goalie. To be an elite level goalie, you have to have a work ethic that's really second to none. And your desire when you're playing, just the burning desire to keep the puck out of the net, no matter what the situation is. If it's a practice, just a regular drill in a game, you could be sitting at home with a little brother or sister shooting on you, you're trying to stop them, and the burning desire to keep the puck out of the net is really critical to being a great goalie. And then the ability to start reading situations where you're not just staring at the puck, you're looking around. And Morgan started to learn all those and did a good job at it. Her movement, recoveries, the ability to play the puck improved greatly. The puck improvement, you see more in practice than you do in games. It's very difficult for young goaltenders to get them out to play pucks, because usually as they're growing up, the coach is like, stay in the net, don't come out and play the puck. They're so afraid, coaches are so afraid that a kid's going to go out and play a puck, screw up, and cost them a goal. And we tell our kids right out front, you may give up a goal, but we want you playing the puck as such a valuable weapon to be able to have a goaltender that can play the puck in your end. And Morgan, especially in practice, has gotten better and better at that, and steadily you're seeing it enter her game, so we're looking for more improvement there. She showed great commitment. She's at practice every day. Then during games, she goes to the JV game, plays in it, and then sits on the bench the whole time for the varsity game as a backup, just in case we need someone. So to have that kind of commitment to the program, really something. She's an exceptional kid and really enjoyed coaching her, and very excited to watch her continue to develop as her career goes on. So that is number 35, Morgan Zink. Our next goaltender, number 33, Haley Hansen. I absolutely love coaching this kid, and there's some reasons are very easy to see why. She moves exceptionally well, and all you have to do is watch the game. So these initial things I'm saying are not a secret. All you have to do, you don't even have to know a lot about goaltenders to know this part, but her movement is exceptional. Technique is very, very good. She's incredibly athletic and explosive. The amount of saves that she makes on a backdoor is pretty impressive. She's obviously not the tallest goalie, but she certainly plays tall. when she's in there. And her athleticism and explosiveness, I believe, are second to none. She understands the position very well. Some people are so obsessed with these tall goalies that they're not looking at smaller goalies. Well, she knows when to get out and take more ice and cut angles, and then also when to play a little bit deeper because she has to get to a back door. So her understanding of positional play is very good. Plays the puck exceptionally well. In 3 years playing for us, I think she's made one mistake with it. Cost us a little bit of a goal, but she's getting better and better at that. And when you see her shooting the puck in practice, does a great job. She has great awareness and reading very well. And that started a couple years ago where it's, okay, here's what we need to do to identify these situations. And she's so coachable that she's really picked this up. Also, she just all around just a very skilled goaltender and fun to coach that way. Now, there's some things that you may not see directly in the game that I notice every day in practice. Number one is her work ethic is second to none. You never, ever see her give up on a play. Every drill she does, it's as hard as she can go, and she just works really hard. Let's put it that way. Her compete level's off the charts. Again, never quits in a drill. Even in practice, whatever happens, the compete level to get across to make the save is really something exceptional. She's coachable as can be. Anything that I ask her to do, she immediately tries and does it. She asks a lot of questions. She wants to watch video, always looking to get better. She has great focus, especially all aspects of her life. It's not just in goal, it's with her studies and just all around, how she is as a kid. Outstanding student. She's a 4.0 GPA. She's got a very high hockey IQ, understands the plays very well. Sometimes when we're teaching D-zone coverage, it gets a little frustrating at times that we see some people not picking it up as quick as others, and I'll be back there and say, well, what are you supposed to do here? And she will just go right through what everybody's position is and what they're supposed to do in the D-zone, so her understanding there in hockey IQ is very good. Always humble, always looking to get better. Some people are good and they walk around like, boy, they really think there's something neat, and she's not that way at all. If you just see her walking around school, you would never know that she's an elite level goaltender. So that's something. And then lastly, I think she's one of the best kids I've ever met in my life. We've had some unbelievable kids here and players, and she ranks right up with the absolute best. And with my time with USA Hockey, I've been able to work with the best goaltenders in the world, especially on the female side of the game, and she mimics a lot what they do. And what that is tell them something, they immediately have the ability to turn it over and try it, which is a rare sight that only the true elite goalies that I've ever worked with have had, and she has that. So that is number 33, Haley Hansen. Up next is going to be Coach Mackelberg, and he's going to be talking about the defenseman.
Thanks, Coach. I get the honor of talking about our defenseman, starting with number 18, Kendall Dean. Kendall's always had great skills. From day one, I've been impressed with how well she skates and moves the puck. What really impressed me this year is how much the game slowed down for her. I thought that you had much better vision. You made much better decisions. There's a lot less panic in your game this year, and that was really nice to see. Best shift of the year by far for you, and the one that will stick with me forever, is the last 2 minutes of the Maple Grove game, where we didn't get our line change in at the end, and you ended up playing probably 3.5, 4 minutes at the end of that game, and you did a phenomenal job of holding us in and getting that victory for us. You have huge potential, and I can't wait for the next 2 years to see how much better you can get. Next would be number 21, Caitlin Ron. Caitlin is a great leader, both on and off the ice, by what you say and by how you act. You are our team motivator. You push your teammates. You push yourself. You are driven to be the best. You are that kid that just won't settle for average, whether that's you yourself individually or your team. You are the definition of an offensive defenseman. You put yourself in the right spot, offensively, defensively, everywhere on the ice. You make great decisions with the puck, and you definitely have the skills to make the right play. Next would be number 22, Brooke Nowicki. Brooke is a real student of the game. She is very analytical. She notices all of the little things that real students of the game do. You ask great questions, challenge me to be a better coach, to try and come up with answers to your questions. And that makes you a coach's dream. You are always positive. You are a great teammate. You've always had great skills, and this year I thought your decision making improved dramatically. Again, like Kendall, best shift of the game, or best shift of the year, was by far that end of the Maple Grove game. The grit and the tenacity that you had at the end of that game was phenomenal. Next up, number 28, Tess Enlow. One word that comes to mind whenever I think of Tess is a warrior. You give it everything that you have on every shift. Anywhere on the ice, you're going to win that one-on-one battle. If I had to put one person in front of that net to defend that net, you would be my pick. On the ice, the little thing that stands out for me the most with Tess is how much better your footwork got this year. The most fun that I had all year was watching you get off 2 one-timers in a row and just seeing your face light up after you got those shots off. When you came to the bench, you were the happiest person on the face of the earth, and it really made me feel good about coaching and being a part of this game. What I like most about you, Tess, is your mental toughness. I love how you can laugh at yourself, shake things off, move on, and get right back to the task at hand. Next up, number 36, Macy Jansen. When guides told me that I'd be allowed to coach the D this year, the first thing I asked was if Macy wanted to play D. I was a little disappointed when I found out that you wanted to play forward, but I got my wish halfway through the year when we moved you back to D. You were a sponge. You wanted to know all of the little things that you needed to do to become better. You asked so many great questions. I really think it's your natural position. You get the best of both worlds. You get to be offensive and defensive. You are so good on the breakout. You have that hockey sense where you just see the ice really, really well. You can sense that pressure, and you have these subtle little moves that you make out of pure instinct. Now, most of the time I tell D, you got to shoot low, but I have to give it to you. You did snipe a couple of top corners from that blue line a couple of those games, so hopefully you can keep that up next year. Get a few more goals from that blue line for us. Up next is Coach Larson.
Thanks, Coach Mack. I'm really excited to have the opportunity to talk about the 5 forwards that I'm going to be talking about. Ike and I have kind of divided the 10 forwards up, and he's got 5 and I've got 5. The only thing I'm disappointed about is I really wish I was in the same room with each one of you and could look you in the eye when I have these things to say about you, because I hope it's meaningful and I hope you feel encouraged by it. What I'd like to do is take a little bit of time to talk about each of you and some of your hockey attributes, some of my memories from you, and just a personal thought about you and your being a teammate of mine on this team. And I'd like to start out going youngest to oldest. And so I'm going to talk about number 20, sophomore forward, Paige Nowicki first. Paige, when I look at you, I see a player who is really eager to learn, really a smart player who wants to make smart decisions with the puck. That is one of the things that impressed me most about you this year, is your desire to learn to make smart decisions with the puck. As you played the game this season, I watched you work and try to develop each game into being a better hockey player than the game before. One of my favorite memories of you this year, and I think this is going to come up later in the banquet too, but was when you assisted on the gray line goal in our second game against Anoka, sealing our 4-1 victory. Both you and Maya assisted on Natalie's goal, and everyone on the bench was so excited that you guys had been able to accomplish that and how it sealed that win. That was really a fun memory. Another memory I'm going to take with me is our conversations after practice oftentimes. When you had asked me about breaking out as a winger and what to do with the puck and where to look to move it, and I could see you actually trying to implement that when it came to be game time. That's a tremendous quality to have, Paige, when a person desires to want to get better and then actually tries to do the things that you're encouraging them to do. On a personal note, I was really impressed by this desire of yours to learn. I know that early in the season, 2 of your goals were to not panic when you get the puck on your stick and to make better decisions with the puck. You absolutely made great improvement in these areas throughout the season. You have a very unselfish team attitude, Paige, when you have the puck, because you always want to share it with teammates that you think are more open than you. You're always looking for open teammates. And that's really a phenomenal characteristic to have as a team player. And the thing I would just challenge you with is just remember sometimes you're that open player. Anyway, Paige, thanks for a great season. It's been really fun to know you and look forward to getting to know you even more in the future. The next sophomore forward I'd like to talk about is number 27, Cameron Singh. And Cam, this is interesting for me to just have the opportunity to talk to you or talk about you in this kind of a situation, because to me, you're kind of a quiet player. And to really have the opportunity to sit down and talk with you and share some of my thoughts with you now is meaningful, because maybe didn't get all of those opportunities throughout the season. But Cam, what stands out to me about your hockey attributes is you have great hands. You're a smart player, you're strong on your skates, and you've got a great attitude. One of the favorite memories I have about you is when you scored what Ike and I kind of referred to as the Gordie Howe hat trick for a high school girl hockey player. For those of you that don't know, a Gordie Howe hat trick is a goal, an assist, and a fight all in one game. Well, Cam, you didn't get in a fight, but you had a goal and an assist and a body checking penalty in the game when we beat Rogers and avenged our first loss to them from earlier in the season. That was really a great game of yours and a fun memory of mine. Another memory I have is just watching you shooting one-timers before practice from that left wing side of the ice, and just trying to open yourself up and really learn to develop that one-timer shot, hoping to get that opportunity on the power play. On a personal level, Cam, you are an extremely smart hockey player with great hands. You see playmaking opportunities on the ice that not everyone else sees. You have a hockey mind, and that gift you have, and with that gift you have, I just want to really encourage you to communicate with your teammates on the ice and on the bench. You're going to make everybody around you a better hockey player because of the hockey mind that you have. And again, Cam, I just say it was really fun getting to know you this year, and I wish you all the best as well as you move forward. The next player I'd like to talk about is junior forward Trista Ossendorf, number 16. Trista, when I look at you, I think of a player who just oozes energy and enthusiasm. You're a hard worker, you're eager to learn, you're tough, and you're a strong and a great team player. One of my favorite memories from you is still very vivid, and that was seeing your reaction when I told you that you had earned a spot on the gray line and you'd be dressing for the varsity. Your eyes were as big as saucers, and it was fun for me to be able to tell you that exciting news. And Trista, I would just tell you, you earned that. That was nothing that was a gift or someone doing you a favor. You earned it, and you did a great job. Another memory I have that was so fun was working with you and trying to help you on your skating stride. I know you were trying to eliminate some of the leg kick that you had at the end of your stride, and to watch you just really try to discipline yourself and work on that was really gratifying for me as a coach, that you would come and ask me about it and then make a serious effort at improving that about your game. Way to go. On a personal level, I'll just sum it up by saying, Trista, you impressed me with your obvious desire to compete and get better. You have a great work ethic. I never once questioned your physical effort. They questioned the physical effort you were going to bring to the game and to practice. You inspired me. Keep it up. Those are wonderful character traits you possess, Trista, and they will take you a long way in the game of hockey and in life. The next player I'd like to talk about is senior forward defenseman number 4, Peyton Parent. Peyton, wow, what a year you had being able to play multiple positions. When I think of your best hockey attributes, I think of the fact you are a versatile and an unselfish player. I think if I was honest and had to do an honest evaluation of you, that you would have preferred to play defense all year long. But when we asked you to make that change to forward, you embraced it and did it the very best you could. There's not a lot of players that can transition from defense to forward or forward to defense, but you did a great job with it, and I'm really thankful for it because it helped our team and it made us a better team. You have very skilled hands, you have a strong shot, and you're strong on your skates. And those are all really meaningful characteristics to possess as a hockey player. Peyton, some of my favorite memories from you are just really kind of fun. I was always impressed by how much fun you appeared to be having just being at the rink and being on the ice, whether it was a game or a practice. You seemed to have fun just playing the game. And really, when you think of it, if we're not having fun, why is any of us involved in the sport? And I just really appreciated your attitude with all of that. And one of the other memories I'll always take with me is, how shall we say this, your relaxed posture when seated in the locker room with your legs crossed and maybe a beverage in your hand or something like that. And I just always thought that was such an interesting posture for a hockey player with skates and equipment on. And it was just fun to see you relaxed and enjoying your teammates and enjoying the game. You're going to be missed. On a personal level, Peyton, you're a leader. And I could see this by the number of players you influenced and impacted throughout the season. But what is true for all leaders is that's a great gift. But it also brings with it a great responsibility. And I just really encourage and challenge you to lead well as you move on into the next phase of your life. And I wish you all the best in the coming years ahead. And then the last forward I'd like to talk about is senior captain number 25, Brielle Fussy. Brielle, wow. What can be said about you that probably hasn't been said maybe at previous banquets? You're a fast, hard worker, a great leader by example, and a team player. Brielle, we wouldn't have been the same team without you. As one of our top goal scorers with 7 goals and 5 assists, you are an impact player on our team. You created a lot of memories for this team and for yourself this year, but a couple of my favorite memories are these. Number 1, when you scored the game-winning goal in our first game against Maple Grove, and then a shorthanded game-winning goal in our first game against Anoka. You really did score some big goals for our team this year, and it was fun to watch. I hope you had fun, and will cherish those memories as well. Brielle, you brought hard work and joy to the rink every day. You're a quiet leader, leading by example, and I know that you are highly respected by your teammates. I really enjoyed our conversations off the ice. You're a joy to be a teammate with, and certainly a joy to coach. Thanks for the opportunity to coach you. And to the other girls I talked about, thank you too for the opportunity you gave me to be your coach this year. I thoroughly enjoyed the time spent with each of you and hope you have a great off season. Now I'd like to hand it off to Coach Ike.
Hey, thanks, Coach. Hey, Bengals. Before I talk about the players I'm going to talk about here, I just want to share a couple brief thoughts on the season. And kind of like I shared after our last game against Centennial, just thinking about the season and how I didn't know any of you starting January 4th, but after 3 months of showing up to the rink, showing up to games, getting to know you girls and the coaches, it's just amazing how great of relationships you can create in just a few months. And I was so thankful for that and just so thankful to be a part of the team this year. Thanks, Coach Geider, for giving my dad and I the opportunity. Thank you, coaches, just for accepting us and making us feel welcome from day one. And players, gosh, I do. I love each and every one of you as players and as coaches, and just really enjoyed the season. So thank you guys so much. It was awesome. So now I'll head into talking about each of the players. So to start, we'll start with sophomore number 26, Maya Anderson. First, I want to share just a few memories that come to mind when I think of Maya. One of the first one is a game memory. I just think of when she assisted to Natalie in the Aranoka victory. That was pretty cool. All the 3 gray liners got a point, and Maya was one of them. Remember another just memory of watching her be a leader and a playmaker during the JV game. I always enjoyed watching her do that. And then one of the most recent memories, actually during our Orono game, I just remember Maya laying some pretty heavy body checks, to be honest. And remember the puck was kind of out of my vision, and I heard this loud crash into the boards, and sure enough, it's Maya who comes out with the puck. And I just love that. She's a physical, tough player, and I love that about her. And then just one other memory from kind of general in the season, spending time after practice reviewing systems with Grayline and with Maya. That's really where I felt like I got to know you guys, and I was really thankful for those opportunities. When I think of Maya and her hockey attributes, 3 come to mind. She has a great shot. She's fast, she's got speed, and she's just tough and gritty. Maya, you're a gamer. You always seem to elevate your play during games. You play with grit and are a very tough hockey player, never afraid to go to battle in the corners. I'm so impressed by your eagerness to learn the game and understand systems. You made the switch of playing defense last year to playing forward this year look easy. Playing and learning both positions will truly only make you a better hockey player in the years to come. You were challenged in many ways this year, but never once did you quit. It only fueled you to work harder. This is such a great character trait to have, not only for hockey, but for life. Next up, we have sophomore number 5, Shelby Sandberg. A couple memories I have with Shelby, game memories particularly here. Shelby, I just loved watching you drive the net with speed and wheel around the offensive zone. You were so good at that. And another memory, you had 2 multiple goal games, one against Osseo and one against Centennial. It was fun to see you bury the biscuit a few times in those games. And another memory just in general with Shelby. As a forward coach and a centerman myself, I really feel like I connected with Shelby relatively early in the season. I just enjoyed our conversations on and off the ice, after practice or during practice, just simply about hockey and life. And it was just really fun to connect with you, Shelby, in that way. When I think of Shelby's hockey skills or her best hockey attributes, 3 come to mind. She's fast, she's got very skilled hands, and is extremely good at face-offs. Shelby, you're naturally a very gifted hockey player. Your ability to handle the puck along with your speed makes you an extremely fun player to watch, not to mention your ability to win faceoffs. During the season, we challenged you to find opportunities to be more patient with the puck and to move the puck. You very quickly demonstrated an ability to do this, proving you have a desire to learn and think the game. As a leading point getter on our team with 7 goals and 7 assists, you proved yourself as not only a goal scorer but also a playmaker. Your passion, dedication, and love for the game are evident. As only a sophomore, you have a very bright future and will be an important leader for the team next year, both on and off the ice. Next up, we have junior number 14, Grace Bouch. Memories that come to mind when I think of Bouch. The first one is a little bit later in the season. I remember Bouch, you won 3 consecutive faceoffs in the 3rd period against Elk River. that was just a back and forth game, one of our best games, I thought. And we had a flurry of chances, and with about a minute left, we had a face-off in the offensive zone. And every face-off, Bouch won exactly how we told her to do it. I remember the day in practice before, I was kind of working with the centers, working on pushing the puck through, and that's exactly what we told her to do in this particular Elk River game, and she did it 3 times perfectly, back to back to back. We didn't score, but we had plenty of chances because of it, and I thought that was awesome. Bouch also had 2 multiple goal games against Armstrong Cooper and Champlain Coon Rapids. It was fun to see Bouch bury some biscuits in those games as well. And then one other memory I just got to share about Grace. One practice, we just happened to leave the rink at the same time, her, myself, and my dad. And we were just explaining to her how much fun we were having coaching the girls and just being a part of the team. But particularly we said, Bouch, it's just been so fun to get to know you too, and we've really enjoyed the time coaching you. And she goes, I know. And we pause and we laugh. We're like, you know? What? What do you mean you know? And she's like, I know. I'm awesome. And I just thought that was an awesome answer to that question, because she is awesome, and she was right about that. Couple hockey skills and attributes I think about when I think of Bouch. She's a smart hockey player. She's got great hands, and she has a phenomenal ability to possess the puck and the skills to possess the puck. Grace, your ability to handle, possess, and protect the puck with your body is just one of the things that makes you so fun to watch. You are Blaine's own Kirill Kaprizov, as I like to say. Your ability to create time and space for yourself allows you to make smart decisions with the puck, which brings so much value to a line. Watching your confidence grow game by game from the beginning of the year was really awesome, and it absolutely showed on the ice. Your character, attitude, and personality are so fun to be around and to coach. You will be an important leader for the team next year, and I'm looking forward to continue to watch you grow and develop as a hockey player and leader. Next up, we have junior number 17, Maddie Anderle. Favorite memories of Maddie. This first one is easy, and it's one of my favorites. The game-winning goal against Maple Grove. I just remember Maddie driving wide on the left wing side, beating that defenseman, using her speed, cutting to the middle, and burying that puck. And it was awesome because it was just like we had worked in practice the other day. We had worked specifically driving wide, beating that defenseman wide, and Maddie did it perfectly to a T. And she came back after that goal, and she's like, Coach, I did it. We did just what we worked in practice the other day, and I did it. And I thought that was so awesome. And not only that, it was a huge game and a huge goal and just a fun team win to beat Maple Grove on their own ice. Another memory I just got to share about Maddie, that's pretty unique, but one day at practice, she called Brielle's stick a name. She named Brielle's stick, and I was like, what, Maddie, did you just name Brielle's stick? She's like, yeah, and this is my stick too. This is Oba. And I said, what's Oba? She's like, that's Egyptian for river goddess. I was like, what in the world? Something I've never heard before. So a couple weeks later, follow up with Maddie. Hey, how's Oba doing? Oba's no longer, but this is Mohammed. And Maddie is just a hoot. And she's always so fun to be around. So there's a couple memories from Maddie. 3 skills when I think about Maddie, her hockey attributes. She sees the ice extremely well. She's a great passer, and she's a smart hockey player. Maddie, you're just an all-around good hockey player. You take care of business in the D zone, you back check, and you just rarely make mistakes, which makes you an extremely effective and productive hockey player. As one of our second leading goal scorers, you have a knack for scoring in the big games. You scored in our 4-2 win over Rogers, you scored in our 1-0 win against Maple Grove, and you scored in our 3-1 victory against Centennial on their own ice. The best part of you is you're a great team player, and you'll be an important leader for next year. Simply put, Maddie, you're fun. You're such a joyful and fun person to be around, making you the best kind of teammate and player to coach. And lastly, we have senior number 8, Natalie Danielson. Memory that comes to mind right away when I think of Natalie is her first varsity goal against Anoka. I touched on this earlier with Maya, but it was so fun for those 3 Greyliners to get points together over our victory in Anoka. And I just remember the bench went crazy. And it was a cool testament to our team being so excited for all those players, but pretty proud of Natalie for putting that first varsity goal in the back of the net. She deserved it. Another memory I think of with Natalie, again, similar to Maya, but just spending time after practice, reviewing systems, power play, D-zone with you and Greyline. I really got to know the 4 of you really well early in the season, and I was so thankful for that. When I think of Natalie's best hockey attributes, She's a smart hockey player, she thinks the game, and she's really strong on her skates. Natalie, I've always been impressed by your eagerness to learn the game. Being a defenseman in years past and stepping up to play forward this year wasn't a simple task, but you did it and you made it and it's made you a better and smarter hockey player, allowing you to think the game at all those positions. Stepping up like you did proves that you are the ultimate team player. Your work ethic, great attitude, and joyful personality has been a blessing to this program, this team, and to me. Those character qualities you possess will take you far in life. I'm so thankful for the opportunity to be your coach this year, and I wish you all the best in years to come, Nat. Now I'll toss it back to Coach Geider.
Thanks, Coach. Now we have our special awards section, which is essentially our varsity team awards. Our first award is the Hobie Baker Character Award. This award is sponsored by the Hobie Baker Memorial Award Foundation. The candidates for this award display integrity, coachability, selflessness, have a positive attitude, are outstanding sportsmanship, excellent work ethic, an unselfish team player, a great role model, and exemplary citizenship. This year, our Hobie Baker Character Award winner is Brielle Fussy. Congratulations, Brielle. The great thing about this award, it's not hockey-based, it is character-based, and I believe Brielle is of the absolute highest character and very deserving of this award. So once again, congratulations, Brielle. Our next two awards are our first career awards. Our first winner is Natalie Danielson. Natalie scored her first career goal versus Anoka Spring Lake Park. It was an awesome moment. I know she'd been working hard to try to get that, and when she finally got it, the celebration was priceless, and we're so happy for her that she was able to get that goal, and it was just one of the highlights of the season for us as coaches just to watch that. So congratulations, Natalie. Our next first career award winner goes to Haley Hansen. Haley recorded her first career assist versus Maple Grove on February 19th when she assisted on Maddie Anderley's game-winning goal. It was an awesome moment. She kicked the rebound right on Maddie's stick, and Maddie went down and busted wide and came in. You've already heard that, and scored the game winner. And it's a pretty awesome deal. Tough thing to do as a goalie whenever you get a chance. Pretty awesome deal. So congratulations, Haley. Our next awards are honorable mention, all conference, and all conference awards. These are determined at our end of year conference meeting. We had 5 players selected to the all-conference team and 2 players selected to the honorable mention all-conference team. We'll first announce our honorable mention all-conference selections. First receiving honorable mention all-conference is number 14, Grace Bouch. Congratulations, Grace. Our second honorable mention all-conference winner is Shelby Sandberg. Congratulations, Shelby. Next, we have our all-conference selections. We have these listed in alphabetical order. These players were voted to the all-conference team. First off, Maddie Anderley. Congratulations, Maddie. Our second all-conference player is Brielle Fussy. Congratulations, Brielle. Our third all-conference selection goes to Haley Hansen. Congratulations, Haley. Our fourth all-conference selection goes to Macy Jansen, which is pretty awesome because she moved from forward to D and was recognized by the coaches in our conference as a very good D and outstanding all-conference selection for us. So congratulations, Macy. Our fifth selection for all-conference is Caitlin Ron. Congratulations, Caitlin. Our next award are our team awards. These are voted on by the players. We have a few of them. We had a couple of ties. Our first award we're giving out is our Most Improved Player Award. We have co-winners of this. First is Maya Anderson, who was also selected Most Improved on the JV as well. So big deal for her. Congratulations, Maya. Our second Most Improved Player, Macy Jansen. Again, moved from forward to D and just did an outstanding job at D, got better and better, and she's got a very bright future in that position. Next is our most dedicated player. We had 2 players tie for this award as well. Our first winner, senior Brielle Fussy. Congratulations, Brielle. Our second most dedicated player is Haley Hansen. Congratulations, Haley. Our next award is our Most Valuable Defensive Player Award, and for that, I'm going to turn it over to Coach Mackelberg. Coach?
I have the honor of presenting the Defensive Player of the Year award. This year's recipient is Caitlin Ron. It's always nice to have a kid on your bench who can go out there and score a goal for you when you need one. As the D coach, it's even nicer to have a kid on the bench that you know you can put out there against anyone else on anyone else's team and not have to worry about what's going to happen on the ice. That's Ron. We often forget that she got matched up against other teams' best players every game, every shift. And it's good that we didn't notice that, right? Because that means that she was doing her job. What impresses me the most about Caitlin is her presence. There's never any panic in her game. She's always calm and composed, and that's great for her, but it's even better for her teammates. Calms them down when they're on the ice with her, and it gives them an example of how they should be playing the game. Great year, Caitlin. Glad I could be a part of it. Back to Coach Geider.
Thanks, Coach Mackelberg, and congratulations to Caitlin. Our next award is our Most Valuable Offensive Player, and for that award, we're going to turn it over to Coach Larson.
It really is a great honor to honor this individual for being the most valuable offensive player in the 2021 Bengal season. I'd like to present this award to Brielle Fussy. Brielle, it's so fun to say this because I really meant what I said when I was talking about you previously in the banquet, that you brought hard work and joy to the rink every day. You're a quiet leader, leading by example, and I know you are highly respected by your teammates. And this award is evidence of that. You were an impact forward on our hockey team, being one of our top scorers with 7 goals and 5 assists. Every goal that we scored this year was at a premium, and to be one of the leading scorers on the team and to get recognized by your teammates in this way is a great honor, and it's an honor for me to present it to you, so congratulations. Now I'd like to hand it back to Coach Geider.
Thanks, Coach, and congratulations to Brielle. Our next award, as voted on by our players, is our Team Most Valuable Player Award. That award goes to Haley Hansen. Haley was called upon time and time again to make big saves for us and keep us into games. Her season was highlighted by 2 1-0 wins over top 10 rated Maple Grove, in which she made 93 saves in the 2 games, which was a pretty incredible feat. She was actually on pace to break the record for most saves in a season that she set last year. That's a record we don't want to keep breaking, but if we have to, we're glad that she's the one back there doing it and giving us a chance. So congratulations, Haley, team MVP. We also had one player receive recognition by 2 different organizations, and that was Haley Hansen. She was recognized as 3rd team All-Metro by the Minneapolis Star-Tribune, and then she was also named to the All-State team for the 2nd straight year as presented by the Minnesota Girls Hockey Coaches Association. This is usually presented at the Miss Hockey Banquet, but this year it was done at the Senior Classic, so Haley has already received a plaque for that. I'd like to congratulate all the winners. You had a great year. You deserve to be recognized by what you did, and very proud of you for all that you've accomplished. Next, I'd like to recognize our 3 captains, Brielle Fussy, Caitlin Ron, and Haley Hansen. No group of captains in our team history have ever had to deal with the things that this group has had to deal with the entire COVID situation, and their job this year was very tough. Trying to manage all the issues involved with COVID were incredibly challenging. We ask a lot out of our captains. They're, first off, the eyes and the ears of the coaching staff We obviously can't be in the locker room, so if there's issues that arise in the locker room, we call upon our captains to help deal with those issues. And then if there's anything that they can't handle, then they will come to the coaches with it. They have a lot to do with all the daily goings on that are in our locker room. People might be having a tough day. They might be talking to people, getting ready for games or practice, and the whole preparation that goes along with that is critical. They sometimes conduct team activities and do other situations. And I think that these three did just a phenomenal job this year of managing that. It's tough when you're in your locker room for 15 minutes, then you got to rush out. So it's like, how do you create these team bonds when you're not together much as a team? So trying to manage that with these kids was very tough. I think they were incredible leaders on the ice. They were always first in line. Their work ethics were exceptional, very much lead by example. They set the tone daily on what needed to be done. Their compete level in drills was off the charts, and when you watch one-on-one battle drills, these three always competing at the very highest level. They challenged their teammates to be better. They spoke up at times when necessary. They led by example daily, and I think they're all incredible high-character kids. It's kind of cool having captains at different ages because they act as a liaison between their class and the team. So I think at first, when we had captains that were younger than seniors, a little worried about it, but it's been absolutely phenomenal for us. And to get recognized by your peers when you're not a senior at a younger level really speaks highly of these kids. So we are going to bring them up to talk to you. We'll start youngest to oldest. So our first up is going to be Haley Hansen with her captain speech.
Hi. Wow. What a crazy year it has been. First of all, I just want to say thank you for being a part of this crazy year, but I specifically want to say thank you to a couple specific people. First of all, I want to say thank you for Kathy. Thank you, Kathy, for taking countless hours out of your days and taking all the time to take thousands of photos. And when I mean thousands of photos. Your work is so appreciated from myself and the rest of the girls on this team, and I just want to say thank you for everything that you do. Next up, I want to thank Joan. You were constantly working on us. You're always trying to get us feeling the absolute best that we can, whether it's getting us ice or just working on us, doing the little knuckle cracking thing that you do. You really do impact our team like no other trainer around, and we are so beyond lucky to have you. And as for Paul, you are one of the most incredible people to be around. I just want to say thank you so much for taking all the film, and even though Guider cuts out the audio, I know you're saying some pretty incredible things out there to the team. And personally, I just want to say thank you for always talking to me after my games, and even after I let up 9 goals against Andover. Great job, Haley. Thank you, Paul. You really are our biggest cheerleader and fan, and I just want to say thank you. And a special group that cannot go unrecognized is our boosters. I would like to thank each and every single one of them for making this season even a possibility. They helped create parent night and senior night, and without them, this season would not have been possible. They created all those banners, that awesome little sign out for the seniors, that one night getting those meals put together. You guys really do all the little things and the little behind the scenes work for this team, and I promise you it does not go unrecognized. But now it is time to move on to some of the most incredible coaches I know. I would like to start off with saying thank you to Coach Ottman and Coach Caitlin. You guys are some of the most flexible people I know, and you guys always bring the most contagious smiles to the ice each and every single day. With you guys being a part of this team and a part of this family, we have been blessed to have, I think 6 coaches on the ice now, and it is probably one of the best ratios to have. And also, you guys are always doing the little things, whether it's Caitlin is setting pucks up for this drill, or Ottman, for an example, is sometimes she's running through the skating drills with the girls, while coaches are dealing with something else. You guys really do the little things that ultimately will make up the whole team, and I really do appreciate all the work that you put forward. Now for the most awesome coach I know, Coach Mackelberg. Wow, you are probably one of the most funniest coaches, yet the biggest prankster I've ever had. You're a coach that brings light in a time of darkness. And I don't really say that a whole lot, because when I think of you, I think of a coach who steps in at the right moments. And I think you are an extremely knowledgeable man who has so much to bring to the table. And sometimes I think it's very underappreciated, or I don't know. I just don't think you get the credit that you ultimately deserve. And I would love to shine a little bit of light to you, like the light that you have shined upon our team. So thank you, Team Mac. Thank you for shooting ice into the back of my chest protector or joking around with Peyton each and every single day. I just know that you have touched lives and many hearts upon our team. So thank you. And for the newbies, Coach Ike and Mr. Larson. Wow. That's the first thing that comes to my mind is, wow. I don't think I've ever met the most patient people. Wow. The amount of times that you guys would be so patient with us through big things, small things, like going over coverages, going over drill by drill over and over again. And I think it is so incredible the way that you guys came brand new into this team. And as a goaltender, it's awesome because I see all the ice and I got to watch you guys make the most incredible relationships with certain individuals. And you guys really do the little things. And I know there's plenty of coaches around here who just talk the talk, right? And who don't really walk the walk, I care about this team, but hey, behind their back, they don't care. No, you guys genuinely do care. And not only do you talk the talk and walk the walk, but you walk that walk with pride. And you wear Blaine proud, and every single day you come out there and you guys make this team and this atmosphere and this culture a better place. And the little things that you guys do, such as Ike taking breakaways on me, or Coach Larson helping certain girls out with skating or with shots, or just talking to girls individually, play by play, and sitting them down and having those one-to-one conversations eye level. You guys are so team first oriented, and you guys always want us to succeed. And I think our team has so many things that we can learn from you guys, and the way you carry yourselves. And I think hopefully as the girls on the hockey team, we can learn from you guys and apply this now into our game. Now for Coach Guider. Wow. Coach, I don't want to disappoint you because you are the most phenomenal coach and the most influential coach in my life. I think of the most dedicated coach I've ever met, and I think of you. You really, really care about us like family. The countless hours that you spent not only on this banquet, but cutting up film, or again, going over drills with us, or you're always willing to help us out. And it really says a lot. It's so nice having a coaching staff who genuinely cares about each and every single one of us. But when I also think of Coach Guider, I've learned a couple things. As many of you know, I've gotten to work with him over a couple years now. And, well, one, the man loves steak. And another thing I've learned is he is one of the biggest difference makers I know. Each and every single day, this man steps out into the world and is always striving to impact the lives and impact the world and make it better each and every single day. And I think whether it's the veterans program, or working with our team, or just anything he does, he is always looking to do better, and he's always looking to make this world a better place. And I think as hockey players, if we can learn how to make ourselves better, even to make our teammates better each and every single day we step out upon that ice, we could create a whole brand new team and a whole brand new culture. And we have probably the most phenomenal coaching staff in the state. And I genuinely do believe that, because I think they each bring something different to the table. But yet there's so many things as students of the game that we can learn from. And thank yous, like no matter what I say, no matter what I do, like nothing will be able to repay them for everything that they've given us and myself. So thank you. For seniors, well, you guys have been a part of this crazy family for quite some time now. And you guys are the older sisters that I've never had, Brielle, Peyton, Annika, and Natalie. You guys have brought so many different aspects in the game, and I know you guys have touched not only my life, but every other girl on this team in a positive way, too. I just want to say thank you, and I know as a team we're going to try to do our best to continue on the legacy that you guys have created, but as a team we are going to hopefully carry it on, but also change a couple things and create something new. Like I stated earlier, we have plenty of things that we can learn from our coaches and that we can apply to our game, but here's one thing I do know, is our coaches are all in, so it's about time that we are all in as a team. You know, and guess what? It starts now. We got some unfinished business, and it's just getting started. It's go time. Up next is Caitlin Ron.
Thank you, Haley. I think this season was like no other. I think we can all agree with that. I think the best part was how well we were able to adapt to the situation this season. I am so happy and beyond thankful we were able to play. I love playing hockey, and doing it with my best friends makes it even better. Although we didn't get how far we wanted to this season, it is still one for the books. Some awesome memories from this season was Cam's awesome sellies after she scored. 2, being a part of the prayer that Brielle led us in the beginning of games. 3, Natalie Danielson's first varsity goal. She was so excited, and I just remember that moment forever. That was awesome. Number 4, T-Mac always saying I'm his favorite, but 5 seconds later he'd say somebody else was his favorite next to me. 5, Macy coming back to defense. 6, interviewing some of the girls out in the parking lot before practice one day, and I asked Kendall Dean it was just like a random question. I asked her what her grade was in math class. And I'm not going to say what it was, but Kendall, I hope you have a better grade in math class. 7, Tess falling, of course. If you don't know Tess, she likes to fall. 8, getting to be one big team. Everyone getting the opportunity to play JV. I just feel like it made us like a closer team, and it was awesome. 9, I could go on and say more, but gotta keep this a little short here. Being a part of this team has helped me realize that your friends are more like family. No matter what, they will be there. For you seniors out there, Annika, Brielle, Peyton, and Nat, I'm gonna miss you so much, but I know you guys' future is filled with many achievements and accomplishments. I wish you best of luck and hope you know I will always have your back if you ever need anything. When you come home from college, I want to see you, so make sure to text me and we can do some fun things. For the returners, we get another opportunity to play the sport we love. Now let's take it, use it, and show them what we got next season. It starts with the off season. How do you want to better yourself as a player and person? I also think it's a great idea to do some team things, so maybe we can get some like team activities planned and all that good stuff. Thank you, coaches. And I want to shout out Kathy, Joan, and Paul. Seriously, don't know what we would do without you guys. You guys are so much help and just awesome to be around. Bengals on 3. 1, 2, 3, Bengals. Next up, Brielle Fussy.
Thanks, Caitlin. I want to start off by thanking Guider for taking the time and putting together this virtual banquet. I want to thank the boosters for all their hard work this season. I also want to thank Joan, Kathy, and Paul for doing all the behind-the-scenes work. I am grateful for all you guys do. Thank you to all the coaches for taking the time to not just help me be a better player, but an even better person. You guys have pushed me to be the best version of myself on and off the ice. Thanks, Mom and Dad, for supporting me in everything I do, and I love and appreciate you two beyond words. Thank you to my teammates for making me work as hard as I do. You guys are what I play for. Thank you for putting me in a leadership position and allowing me to be captain of this team. I love all you guys so much. These past 4 years of Blaine have been the best years of my life. I cannot stress enough how fast it goes by, so cherish every moment. I have become a version of myself that I never want to lose. The friendships I've made through the years are some that I'll never forget. Blaine has brought me so much joy and will have a place in my heart forever. I have put everything into this sport and couldn't be more happy with this team and what I have accomplished with them. Thank you for Blaine Hockey for everything you have given me. It will be a hard chapter to close, but I'm very excited to start the next one.
Thank you, captains, and great job. Thank you for everything that you've done for this program. Thank you for everything that you continue to do for this program. You are all tremendous leaders. You did just such a phenomenal job, and I'm exceptionally proud of all of you. At this time, we're going to announce our captains for next season. Caitlin and Haley will retain their captaincy. They did a great job this year and earned the right to be named captains again next year. And we will be naming a third captain with our torch ceremony. This will look a little bit different than previous years. Obviously, we can't pass the torch to a live person, so we filmed each captain carrying the torch for a small segment, and then we will name that third captain. They can probably breathe a breath of fresh air that they don't have to come up here and speak immediately after finding that out. That's always a tough thing. So we will look forward to hearing from our next captain as we move on and prepare for next season. So at this time, our torch ceremony.
Your 21-22 Bengal hockey captain is...
Congratulations, Macy. It's a great honor to be named captain. So proud of you. Before we conclude tonight's banquet, I have just a couple items. To the players that are returning next year, work hard in the off season. Your preparation for next year begins today. We didn't get where we wanted to get to this year. If you want to get there next year, you got to start working today. Number 2, banquet awards. Everybody will be receiving something, be it a certificate or some kind of plaque. Those will be available in my office. I'm still waiting on a couple items, so once I get those in, I will have everything prepared. I'll send you all a huddle message. You can stop by my office and grab them. So look for that message on that. Number 3 is banquet books. There's a lot that goes into preparing for a virtual banquet, so the banquet books have been put on a back burner. Once this is all wrapped up, I'm going to start working on those. If you have not submitted your responses to me yet for those questions, and there's a few of you still, please go get those to me as soon as possible. As soon as I get those banquet books done, I'll send you a regular banquet book and a digital copy of it. Next item is photos. If you want your individual photos that Kathy took of you, I've already sent a message out on it a couple weeks ago. Please connect with me. The sooner you can get your order placed, the sooner that I can get those prepared for you. So I am editing those by player as they come in. So get those to me as quickly as you can. Lastly, I just want to congratulate everyone on a great year. Again, I want to thank our coaches for everything that they have done this year. To our seniors, thank you for everything that you have done for this program over your high school careers. You've definitely left your mark, and you have left a lasting legacy on this program. Please let us know if you ever need anything for us, letters of recommendation, anything. We are happy to get those to you. I hope you all enjoyed this virtual banquet. We look forward to next season and what that's going to bring. Hopefully next season we can do this banquet in person. This is the best way we can do this right now. Hope you enjoyed it, and thank you for listening, and we will see you next year.